What is going on, everybody, and welcome to my live fire tips and tricks video. This is going to go over things like callouts that you should be using in ranked, as well as jumps that will get you into advantageous positions or get you out of a sticky situation. And I'll also go over things like starting strategies and such, because this map features Slayer, Oddball, and Strongholds as the 3 game modes in ranked. If you guys do find this video helpful, please leave a like and hit the subscribe button if you're new here and you want to stay absolutely up to date on all the latest happenings in the world of Halo Infinite. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, well, go on ahead and comment down below what map you would like me to do next. I've already done Aquarius, so left would be Bazaar, Recharge, and Streets before the new map comes out for Season 2. Without further ado, let's get started with the callouts for this map. We'll start here in House, which will then lead to the house window, or just window as me and my friends call it, with the AR spawn right there on the wall. The window area will overlook Turbine, which is where the spawn for either Overshield or active camo is. We used to think that this was a game-specific spawn for active camo or Overshield, but it's completely random, so it could be either one. There is no rhyme or reason to it. And you will also see the Needler weapon pad there. Now, straight ahead from the original spawn, you will see sandbags. Here, the fragmentation grenades will spawn on that weapon pad, and on the wall there will be the Mangler. Now, from sandbags, you will see the hallway that is top mid that hosts the S7 sniper rifle weapon pad there, and then there's this hatch or little cubby, you could call it, or sneaky, whatever you want to call it, that a lot of players will hide in to get their shields back, and then they'll be back in the fight. Sometimes they'll drop down to bottom mid where the heat wave is, and I always let a teammate know if there is somebody one shot in that cubby that could be dropping down, so they could finish them off in case they are in the tunnels area. Heading back into the house spawn, you can see a tunnel here on your right, and then that will lead out into the garage, which overlooks 2 very important callouts that I'm about to show you guys. The commando rifle will spawn on the wall there to your left. You have the B site spawn there to your left, and right here where I'm looking to the right is called Concrete. Now, this is a very important call out because a lot of people like to either press up from sandbags there up top and then run away and go down into the garage, or a lot of people will hide right there. So you say Concrete, let your teammates know that they're hiding there trying to regain their shields. Now, if we do head out left, you will have the yard area, which a lot of people will just call grass. And you will see the spike grenade spawn here at the back of B. Other people will call it back green. And then in here is the pit. You climb up the pit, you can grab the repulsor, but these callouts can get pretty tricky because you have people on the left side of B, you have people on the right side of B, and it could all get kind of confusing. So come up with your best callouts with your team here. Now, coming out of the green bend here, which leads to another very important callout that I just kind of came up with on my own. The story behind it is I was trying to say nest, and it just came out, for whatever reason, as nuts. And as you guys can see here, there are 2 boxes there, so it is quite fitting. And a lot of people like to hide behind these boxes, either coming from the nest ramp or coming from B, so relay that information to your teammates. But if you guys want to use nuts as an official call out for your squad, I would be honored. Now, from nuts, you could either go up the nest ramp to nest where the commando rifle spawns, or straight across from nuts is a very important call out called pillars. Now, pillars does also have a door, so make sure you call that out as pillar door in case somebody's coming out from tunnels to the pillars. Now, here in the back, a lot of people will call this either back pillars, back tower, or even mud. You guys will see the plasma pistol spawn there on the wall. Very useful for taking out the overshield in case it is an overshield power up. You go from back tower up the ramp here, and that will bring you to the base of the tower, or tower 1. You see the frag grenade spawn down there at tower 1. And then if we go up to the top of the tower, or tower 2, you'll see the AR spawn on the wall. Tower 2 provides a nice look at the S7 sniper rifle at top mid and an overlook to the turbine power up. So very useful power position spot, especially if you do end up getting that sniper. Now, at the base of the tower, there are quite a few options here. We'll go to the right first. We call this C nuts because the C stronghold's point is here, and a lot of people do like to hide on these boxes here. Now, if you go to the right of C nuts, you'll have the nest bridge, which of course leads to nest. But then going from C nuts to the top mid here where the sniper is, we call this cuts, this little cutout here. And that is where you guys will find the plasma grenades. This leads right out to turbine. and you'll see a lot of people coming from Turbine if they grab camo to that area. Now, if we were coming from the back of the tower and we go left here, you guys will see a equipment spawn for the drop shield. And this area right here has these brute dummies here. Now, you hear a lot of pros and a lot of people online call this dummies. I still prefer to call it brutes, which is what the official call out that the game gives you for this area is. I just find brutes easier to say, so that is all personal preference. But if we go down into the tunnels, you call this, of course, brute door. And you guys will find the heat wave down here. And then when we come up to this area, this is another one that is a kind of special call out. Some say key door. You could also say score door, scoreboard door, because scoreboard is right there. My buddy Exotic Sniper 117 originally came up with the call out that we use in my group for this, which is just more door, because there's just so many damn doors. And Lord of the Rings callback, pretty cool. Now we could talk about initial spawns and starting strategies. If you are on the Eagle team, you're going to spawn in-house. You could send somebody out to the left to garage to kind of get information for the team and send some people through sandbags to top mid to contest sniper and have one of those people's sandbags go on ahead and help based on the information that the person is giving through garage. If the enemy team is sending too many people to pillars, which can happen, to flank the Eagle team and try to get that sniper rifle from them, well then the garage person can relay that information and then run away through the tunnels and help somebody who should be going for the heat wave as well bottom mid, because acquiring power weapons makes it easier to kill enemy players and gain map control. Notice how I didn't say send anybody to Turbine. I mean, you can go Turbine if you want to try to flank the C-Plat spawn of the Cobra team. However, power-up doesn't spawn at the beginning of the match. It takes 30 seconds for that power-up to appear, so that time is much better used to go on ahead and gain power weapons and then contest the power-up. Now, Cobra team will spawn in the back tower area, and here you could send people to either go through mud to pillars to contest the Eagle team and push up towards sandbags, while also sending some people through the back of tower up through C-Plat to top mid to contest that sniper rifle. Of course, you could always go through cuts or through brutes to go to Turbine and flank around like I said earlier, but that usually isn't a very good idea because you're giving up your height advantage to the people on sandbags who could be looking at Turbine. I also always recommend sending somebody down through the brute door to contest the heat wave. Now we can talk oddball strategies with the ball spawning bottom mid next to the heat wave. There's 2 or 3 areas you really want to hold down in oddball. You could take it back to tower here depending on where your team is. A lot of people like to make that jump up to the top of the tower, and you could kind of just chill up here, relay the information to your teammates when you need to play the ball. Playing the ball is very important, and that's why this spot is good. A lot of people like to hide behind that box as well. If you are one of the last people up on your team, or maybe you're getting overwhelmed, it's just you and another person, and the enemy team has numbers on you, get ready to play the ball. You could throw it from the top of the tower, as well as going on ahead and milking more time, jumping down here, waiting for somebody to basically kill you, and you could throw it off or die with the ball in your hand. Another thing you could do is grab ball spawn, and if your teammates are more towards here on this side of the map in the garage, then you could take it to the window. Is a very good spot to hold the ball. Now I'll show you guys just a simple little trick that could definitely make you avoid a lot of grenades. Just jumping onto that little junction on the wall there and continuously hopping on it will allow you to avoid splash damage of grenades that are coming in trying to kill you. Won't work all the time, but it does help. Now if you find yourself getting overwhelmed in this area, well, you can't play the ball like you can at the tower, so you could always rotate it to the B site or back green here where you can play the ball. And this is the last of the 3 main areas you will see the ball go to in 99% of your matches. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but a lot of people still don't know about this in multiplayer that I see. Sometimes it is best to not grab ball. If you have the time advantage as far as ball time, the clock at the bottom of your screen can be your friend. The clock only counts down when nobody has possession of the ball. When a team has possession of the ball, the clock timer stops. So if you have ball time and there's 10 seconds left and you're up by 20 score, it's probably best to just drop the ball, let the time run out, and you will win that round instead of risking it and not helping your team, holding ball, not dropping the ball to help them slay out, and then risk the chance of having the enemy team overrun you guys and get ball time. I've won plenty of matches where we stopped the enemy team at 99 seconds and slayed out and actually won the game. It is way too close. Every decision matters, and you could also play the ball to milk some more time off the clock. Only a few seconds left and you're about to die. Try to get that ball thrown off the map. Play the ball because it takes a little bit to respawn, and that will milk the clock as well. Now for strongholds, the A point is here in house. For the B zone, it is this entire platform, as well as the pit area is important to know. That counts as part of that zone. And finally, the C point will be here at the base of the tower. Now we could go over a few of the jumps, starting with the trickiest one in my opinion. I still could not perfect this, but you have to jump on this box here underneath the tower and then jump off pretty late. Hit the jump button after you're falling off of the box, and then tuck your head in by holding the crouch button the whole time so you don't hit your head on the ceiling. And then you could clamber up on top of that post. It takes quite a while to try to master. I still haven't mastered it, but just practice that one. It is a very useful jump. And shout out to Shyway for making the videos that he does, because without his tips about taking that crouch button and holding it so I didn't hit my head, I would never be able to complete that jump. I had never got it before, and now I'm getting it once out of every 5 or 6 tries. Obviously, it's going to take a lot of time to practice it to get it more consistent. Next up, we have a repulsor jump in the back of the tower there, right from where mud turns into that metal ramp. Make sure you're standing all the way back so you don't hit your head on the way up. Then you can clamber to the top of tower. I actually use this one a lot for people who are either sniping at top tower or who are holding the ball top tower to get the drop on them. So you're going to want to add this one to your repertoire. Next up, we have one here in the tunnels coming from the score door. You could actually slide into this corner here, and it is really useful during oddball, trying to get the drop on somebody trying to run by you with oddball, whatever it may be. And the key here is to slide into this crevice here. You want to kind of land on it, and you can actually slide into it or just crouch and keep holding forward on your thumbstick. And I get more consistency when I get that sliding animation when I'm already up there. This next one's pretty simple. Outside of score door there, you could just stand on top of this piece of metal, and you could actually jump to the top of sandbags from here. I'm just not good at replicating that jump. Now, this jump on scoreboard is very useful to get to sandbags, and you want to make sure you don't clamber when you're jumping on top of the scoreboard there. Just crouch, and you will not need to do the clamber animation, which allows you to keep your gun up at all times and shoot anybody who could be coming either from B or who is already on sandbag. Next spot is here, going from house into garage. You guys can stand on this piece of metal here to kind of get the drop on people coming from garage. There's also a ledge here at a tunnel that can get you a nice little drop slide for momentum boost in case you're trying to get away from somebody. I'm still trying to perfect my drop slides, curb slides, whatever you guys want to call them, but these are very useful and something that really could take your game to the next level. Now at back green here, you can get on top of this little area above the pit, get the drop on people. The key here is to jump right when it starts to slope down on the pavement. Now there's an alternate way to get up. You just jump up here and then jump across, and you could find yourself on top of the pit there as well. Another fairly easy repulsor jump is right here, and as you guys can see, I even mess it up quite a few times, but if you just aim at that burn mark on the floor and then clamber on up, you can get yourself from bottom mid to top mid. This one, very easy, very simple. You probably already know to get from bottom tower to top tower. Instead of going up the stairs, just clamber right on up there. Now this one will get you to nest, jump on top of that box, and you find yourself on nest from mud. And you could also get yourself to top of nest from nuts there by just timing your jump right at that point of the box. Now, one last thing you guys probably didn't know, if you aim at the bottom of only these 2 pillars that are underneath C plat with something like the heat wave or grenades, they will actually do damage to a player on the other side if somebody's trying to hide from you. Not sure why it's only those 2 pillars, but it is what it is.